I'd like to welcome you to the Introduction to Clinical Data Management. Today we're going to look at identifying the roles and responsibilities of the data management team, look at protocol design and development, the process and the data management component and where we belong in that scheme of things, and to recognize the CDM startup activities and the documentation that go along with study startup. We'll review case report form design, data tracking and collection, data entry and capture. We'll discuss data review, validations, and queries, which is part of the main part of the work, let's say, that we spend our time doing, and look at tasks regarding database lock and release and all of the things that are incorporated into that last process of having that database get ready for analyses. We'll examine adverse event reporting and reconciliation, and we will recognize the rationale of the MedDRA dictionary. Looking first from the background of all of clinical research, we have to define what is good clinical practice, and we know that good clinical practice is involved in the rules of conducting good, clean, and ethical research. And the origination of GCP actually came with the Declaration of Helsinki after World War II, when the war crimes were exposed. And the significant purpose of GCP is first and foremost to protect the rights, safety, and welfare of research subjects or patients, to comply with global requirements, and to ensure the integrity of clinical data. And every once in a while in some of these statements that I have here, you'll see some bold text, and that is those things that would pertain to data management. So we want to make sure that we have the highest data for analyses in our clinical trials. The principles of ICH GCP are that studies should be conducted in accordance with ethical principles, risk versus benefit, and we should be able to foresee which risk versus benefit, and the right safety and well-being of our trial subjects and patients have to be considered. And trials should be scientifically sound and described in a detailed protocol. And sometimes in my experience, I have seen some protocols that maybe haven't been, let's say, of the highest caliber scientifically, and it makes it rather difficult when it comes to, number one, the data collection, but obviously, too, from the standpoint of biostatistics and how they're going to arrive at that analyses to prove the hypotheses that we find in our protocol. We also have to make sure that informed consent is obtained from every participant and that the confidentiality of participants is protected. Now, the ICH stands for the International Conference on Harmonization, and basically it was conceived for the global harmonization of the application process and the labeling of investigational and medicinal products. Before the ICH came into existence in the 1990s, basically, sponsor companies would submit to FDA, and if they were a global company, they would submit again to someone else, and maybe if you had, let's say, a mutual recognition in Europe, it would have worked, but we were doing things, reinventing the wheel multiple times. So with the ICH conference, basically they agreed on how you can harmonize the information that you're going to put in your submissions. Now, our FDA and other regulatory officials, their roles and responsibilities are to protect the health and safety of consumers, to enforce the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, and also other regulations and laws that are available, and to regulate the processes through which evidence of product safety and efficacy are developed. So the Food and Drug Administration, obviously, they have significant regulations that impact clinical research, and they also issue guidance documents. And we know that even though guidance is prefaced with it's not mandatory, theoretically, if you want to really do the best work that you can, you really want to follow those guidances. The FDA regulates products such as drugs and devices, biologics, special nutritional products, veterinary products, and other non-medical products. So the FDA is really involved in a multiple product type situation. Those of us who work in pharmaceuticals, we would be more obviously invested in the drug side of things. And we have a significant group of industry out there that are involved in devices and also our biologics.